this is Sylvia with Lighthouse Accounting Services. In today's video, I'll be discussing the differences between refundable and non-refundable credits. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below.
Non-refundable versus refundable credits. So what is a tax credit? Tax credit is different than a deduction. There are two different types of tax credit, which is the non-refundable tax credit, and then there's the refundable ones. Now, the non-refundable, it's basically a credit that you can take up to your taxable liability. So it'll only bring your taxable liability to zero. So if you owe $1,000 in taxable liability and you have non-refundable credits for $1,000, now your taxes, you owe nothing. Now there's no taxable liability there. But refundable tax credits is cash in your pocket, so to speak. It's basically a credit that even though you have a taxable liability of $1,000, but your refundable tax credit is for $3,000. Now you have an additional $2,000 as a refund. You actually get cash in your pocket, cash. So today I'm going to be discussing the different types of non-refundable and refundable. Now the list is much greater, but these are the most commonly used credits. So this refundable credit, there's the child tax credit, there's the additional child tax credit, there's the earned income, which is called EIC, and that earned income, as previously discussed in the other video, it's for low income to moderate income families. American Opportunity Tax Credit, which is an education credit. And then with that, the only 40% of it is refundable for $1,000. And then the rest of it, if there's anything over the $1,000 in the credit, is now going to be non-refundable. So 60% will be non-refundable credit. So here is an example of the child tax credit. The child tax credit gives you $2,000 per child for any child that's under 17 years old. Now, that one is split. So you get the first $1,400 as a refundable credit. And then the additional is going to be the $600 for non-refundable. So it splits it. So non-refundable credit, which is now the foreign tax credit, residential energy credit, which is very popular nowadays with the installation of solar panels in the homes, which I'll be discussing. The general business credits, credits from prior year and minimum tax, mortgage interest credit, adoption credit, child and dependent credit, and lifetime learning tax credit, which is an education credit. So with the residential energy credit, it is a non-refundable credit. This one nowadays is going to be very useful for people that are now installing solar panels in their homes. The credit is 30% of the cost of the product and plus the installation. Now again, this is a non-refundable credit. So if you remember back what I was saying about the non-refundable credit, it's a credit that will only decrease your taxable liability. So that credit now you can use for the purchase of panels. You can also use it for energy efficient appliances. So as, for example, like a washer and dryer, a refrigerator, anything that's energy efficient. You can also use it for new energy efficient windows. You can use it for solar water heating, wind turbine, and fuel cells. So there's a lot of different options. The government is giving incentives for right now that it's going to be 30%. So starting next year when we do our taxes again, so for the year of 2020, that cost will be, it'll be 26% of the cost that you can deduct. And then in the year 2021, it's going to be 21%. The child tax credit is also another good one. We use that quite often when there's families where the husband and wife or the couple have children and they need to send their children to daycare. 30%, 35% of the expenses can be deducted, but up to $3,000 per child or dependent. So up to $6,000 for 2 kids or more. The regulations on those are pretty basic. The child has to be below 13 years old, or they can be disabled, and if they're older. You can use them for childcare, any sort of daycare or childcare. Any of the after-school daycares are also acceptable credits. Thank you so much for watching. This concludes this video. So we've discussed now all the different types of credits between the refundable and versus the non-refundable credits. So if you have any questions about what was discussed today, please shoot me a message or comment down below, and I will be happy to answer them either more specifically, or I can do later videos.